All all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Double honors to apostle and elders in New York, GMS. And salutation to Yahweh around the world is teaching the truth. And shalom to you, series Aqua. My name is Maya Ka'ala Button Gad with Chicago branch of Great Millstone. And I'd like to make a disclaimer that we are not black Hebrew Israelites. We are Israelites. Black is a color, not a nationality. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds. Scattered abroad, speckled birds are Israelites who look like other nations, but their fathers' paternal bloodline go back to the 12 tribes of Israel. We are not affiliated with any violent or terrorist groups. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. And today we're gonna talk about the chariots, all right? So-called UFOs, right? What we call IF or identified flying objects, because again we know they are the chariots. Okay, they call it chariots. They called wings. They're called clouds. Okay, all right, and you can see right here, it's a lot. That's a train passing by. You know, here in Chicago. You know. All right, but anyway, you see it right here. It says scary source collections of UFOs and abductions. And you can see right here how the other nations, particularly Esau, so-called white man, how they got the guy in the background looking like that and everything. No angels look like that to my knowledge. But anyway, it's an interesting story about this boy from Ethiopia. All right. I think this happened, I'm not mistaken, this happened like in the 80s or something like that. All right. And just show you, man, it's an interesting story what he gonna say. All right. And I believe this cat is like, man, because ain't no way that the angels gonna treat this boy um, very well and stuff, man. Usually they jack the heathens up, man. But watch this. It's interesting. All right. Oh, let me hit you with this scripture right here. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2, it said, thus said Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, be not dismayed. The signs of heaven for the heathen are dismayed at them. Right? So that's why they got this right here. Scary story collection of UFOs and abduction. Because they're dismayed at them, man. They dismayed at them because, number one, this is our salvation, man. That's why Esau has his space force. Well, I'll call him his space force. Because they're no way match for Yahweh Shai than the 144,000 and then the angels, man. No way, man. All right, you can't beat up a you can't beat up a typhoon in a hurricane, man. In an earthquake. How you gonna handle Yahweh? You can't handle the words that's coming out the Bible. So no way you can handle Yahweh's son, Yahweh Shai, the 144,000 and angels. No way. All right, so I'm put this story right here. All right, watch this.
This is the craziest UFO phenomena true story, and it came from my dad. 1960s in Ethiopia. My dad is just a child, 9 years old.
It's a lot, 1960s. It's a lot. All right, that's when the story happened.
At the time, playing with his best friend Gabriel after school. They were playing in the fenced backyard of my dad's house. My dad turns his back for a second, then turns to look back at his friend, and Gabriel is gone. It's important to note that my dad and Gabriel were from the top 1% of Ethiopia's ruling elite. My dad's father was Minister of Interior of Ethiopia, and Gabriel's father was a 4-star general of Ethiopia. The backyard Gabriel disappeared from had 10-foot bricked walls with armed guards patrolling on the outside. A couple of hours pass. His parents, my dad's parents, and guards are searching, but no Gabriel. 48 hours pass. Now, there is a nationwide search for this important general's kid. It's on the news. Police are searching door to door, describing him and what he was wearing when he disappeared. He was wearing his private school uniform, white shirt and brown pants. Helicopters even searched the countryside looking for him. Still nothing. A month passed, then 2, Then 4. People start losing hope that he would ever be found, and think the worst. Exactly 6 months to the day that he disappeared, Gabriel appears back in my father's backyard. He was still wearing the same white shirt, private school uniform, and it was clean. He looked exactly the same as he did when he disappeared. This is where it starts to get weird. Once they had confirmed that he was okay, they started asking where he had been. He said a couple of nice men took him on a trip. He was in a white room that glowed, and other children were there from different countries. He said he was surprised at the nice men who looked like white guys.
All right, so the children, most likely Israelites, all right, the speckled birds from various countries, and the angels looking like so-called white probably did that to basically make them feel comfortable. They might just been some real light-skinned, the real light-skinned angels, All right, but anyway, all right.
Could speak Ethiopian, and he could understand what the other children were saying, even though they were not Ethiopian. The white glowing room had no windows, and the doors disappeared into the walls. There were buttons on the walls, and if a kid pushed them, a bed would come out of the wall.
See that? Beds, come on, man. These Israelite children, man. All right, no angels gonna treat no heathen children this way, man. All right.
He said he was then all of a sudden in a city that was glowing, clean, and cars were flying around him. He said there was people, but they looked really strange. Like us, but different. One nice man was still with him and took him to a tall building, where he said he had to stay there for a while, but showed him a room that he could use for entertainment. Gabriel said that he could push a button, and the room itself goes places. An open field, the beach, the room itself even flied. He said after a couple of hours he was taken back to Ethiopia and appeared in the backyard. He thought he was the only one gone for a couple of hours total. No one believed him. In Ethiopia, being a super religious country, most adults around him thought he got possessed by the devil. Gabriel even was forced to see a priest and get the evil spirits out of him.
All right, so the kid. Now I'm wondering, did this child, man? Did he somehow with the angels? Right, cause most had to do what he want to do. Did this kid get a glimpse of the kingdom in the future, man? Like I said, clean water, everything. I mean, come on, man. Technology, like the kid could press a button, be everywhere, man. The room flying and stuff. All right. So he might have somehow, this kid, man. I don't know. All right. He probably got a glimpse of the kingdom or something, man. All right. A little glimpse of it. All right. Cause it sounds too pleasant, man. All right. But anyway. All right.
My dad still kept in contact with him throughout their lives. Gabriel got a doctorate in physics, and I believe he currently works in Holland.
All right. Now watch this other interesting story. I think about 30. All right. Let's see. Think about 20. I'm gonna start 20. Now watch this. Hold on. Oh darn. I think it started around about 30 minutes. Hold on.
Other encounters happened over the span of 90 days, a year and a half ago. I do not recall being abducted. I have filed reports with an incredibly incompetent mutual UFO network. Back in 97, my buddy and I had just finished up our pizza shift at a joint. It was around 11 p.m. We were worn out and wanted to go get stoned. We were completely sober. Anyway, we drove out into a cornfield in the off year, so it was full of rye. We were about half a mile off the road. It was pitch black, and because of our vantage point, I could see headlights in any direction for a good mile. We were way out in the country, so no worries. My buddy starts breaking up the weed when I notice what I believe to be a truck headlight shine directly from behind, take a hard left, and disappear. My buddy didn't seem to notice, but I became frantic. I thought it was the cops. My friend thinks I'm messing with him and continues breaking up some really terrible brickweed. I recall looking at the stars, and one star in particular grabbed my attention. I can't tell you why, but it looked like your average star. Within 30 seconds, this star starts moving up and down, side to side, and in circles. I yelled in a panic. What is that?
This Chinese street artist isn't drawing his female customer. He's drawing her soulmate. He first
That.
But you know what? Let me get this because I forgot to read this. All right, hold on. Where is it? U.S. code. Yeah. Let me read this so they won't take this down. All right. So, all right. So it is. All right. U.S. Section 107 Copyright Act provides the statutory framework to determine whether something is fair use, identify certain types of use such as criticism, common news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. As example, activity may qualify for fair use. All right. So this is teaching and research. All right. So I do not own the visuals of this. I do not own the audio clip to it. All right. This is for playing. This is for educational purposes. All right. So all right, back to this. All right.
My buddy just gives a dismissive sigh, and then he looks where I'm pointing. For 5 minutes, the UFO continues to move in very fluid movements, making impossible maneuvers, and do so in complete silence. Without notice, this one object becomes 5 equally impressive star-like objects.
See that? Star-like objects, and it's move like these the angels, man. All right, ain't no way Esau could. All right, you go in the scripture. That star, what is it? Yahushua. Yep, it said Matthew 2 verse 2. All right, and that star in Matthew chapter 2, though, that was a chariot, man. This is exactly what this guy talking about. Matthew chapter 2, where is that is born the King of the Jews, for we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him, means to acknowledge him. All right. When Herod the king heard these things, he was troubled in all Jerusalem. What that he was, Herod the Edomite, man. Also, the rest of these people that's anti-Yahushua. All right. So, and when they heard the king, they departed, and lo, the stars they saw in the east went before them until it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw a star, rejoiced with great joy. The star, man, it was that chariot, right? So that chariot just described by that young man in that video, man. All right, let me see what it says right here. All right, I star.
Strong's G 792. Aster.
All right, so let's see what they say. All right, primal bed is literally or frequently a star. All right, a star. All right. All right, so we just go see what they say. All right, but we all know that star in that situation, that was a chariot, man. All right, stars don't move, and stars are basically gas. All right, it don't move places, it don't direct you and all this. Right, these are chariots. That was a chariot. All right, the star Matthew chapter 2 is a chariot. All right, in this situation, this is a chariot, what he describing, man. All right.
They stayed close together. At times, they moved in some kind of formation, and other times, they seemed to move independently. Just as quick as they came, they fused back together as one. We were in shock, but we didn't feel like we were in harm's way. We were recapping what we witnessed, but that single UFO was still there. It wasn't moving too much. We thought things were coming to a close, but we were wrong. This time, the one object turned into at least 7 objects. The way they moved and jerked around felt aggressive. My friend must have felt the same way, because he said he was starting to get nervous. I told him we should go. Embarrassed, I confessed that I knew it was there for us, and I became fearful. We haul out of there, and this thing follows us to the outskirts of town. The night after, me and the same buddy walked across my apartment complex to go visit with a neighbor that was about to grill some burgers. The sun was just starting to set on a humid midsummer afternoon. We knock on the door, and my neighbor lets us sit in. With him was his girlfriend, her sister, and some random guy that I didn't know. I go out back with Ray to chit-chat while he fires up his Kingsford grill. It's just the two of us, so I take the opportunity to tell him about the previous night. The stars are just starting to come out, and in my storytelling, I pointed out one just so Ray would know exactly what I meant. I'm still pretty much tripped out, so I'm fairly excited when describing everything. I'm almost done with my story, and I notice Ray looking at the stars that are just beginning to appear.
Yeah, man, cause these people, like, when the Chariots, well, they already here now, but like when the Chariots make their, well, they making their place known, but like when the house shall come in the fathership, man, these people, they're gonna be caught off guard, man. All right, cool. They doing just like Scripture said in the days of Noah, man. All right, they partying, man. All right, they get along just to get along, man. Everybody getting the relaxation. They gonna line up and get that chip. All right. All right, they think life just gonna go on just like it is, man. No, it's not. You know, like I said, when was things ever normal? Things were never normal ever since the rule of Esau. Things were never normal in this world. All right. We said it was in Solomon chapter 5, verse 2. It says, "When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed as the strangeness of it. So far, all beyond are they looking for, man." All right. So in this little situation, man, this little example, man, this guy was scared, man, and he felt things in straits, man. All right. Just think about when the Heavenly Father, when he says his son, your house shine in the fathership, man, it's big as a mountain, man. You got some people, man, they gonna be faint-hearted, man. All right, they gonna be wanting to die, but they can't die. All right.
I mean, this guy is looking around everywhere. It's like he became instantly paranoid. While I was in mid-sentence, Ray points to the northeast and yells, "Like that right there?" The goosebumps. He yelled inside for everybody to come out. They did so, and soon after, the same situation as mentioned starts to occur. It went on for a bit. It went on so long that everybody but Ray and myself went inside. We ate our burgers while watching this. Behind Ray's apartment was a field. 300 yards away on the other side of the field is a tree line and creek. On the other side of that tree line is another field. This object slowly descends towards the tree line, and I open the door and yell for everybody to come back out. We watch this huge fiery orb in complete silence land on the other side of that tree line. When we lost direct sight of it, we could still see the light through the trees. Right before the light disappeared, it became very bright. We all kept asking each other.
Didn't it happen? All right. Didn't it happen when the children of Israel, right? When our ancestors, they walking through they was walking when they made an exodus out of Egypt, man. All right. They got out and walking throughout the wilderness. The pillar was a light to them at daytime. All right. And you see, yep, it said Exodus chapter 13, verse 21. It said Yahweh went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them the way, by night in a pillar of fire to give them light to go by day and night. All right. That's how bright, man. Just like the elder Aralon said, the elders, when they say they be teaching, all right, that that bright light, man, it keeps away wild animals from you, man. When you have like a campfire, you camping out late at night, it keeps animals away from you. You have to remember, man, it's pitch dark out there, man. So the animals, their eyes is adjusted to see in the dark, man. Again, Amazon, the owl, man, um, the owl has special oil in his eyes that secrete to help him see in the dark, man. All right, on the spiritual side, that we had the oil of Yahweh Shai, man, so we could see through all this spiritual darkness, man, to keep us away from all these false doctrines, man. All right. So, yeah.
Each other if this is real. And this is the part where some of you may lose it, but hell. After several minutes and at the end of all sunlight, nothing was happening. Everybody was in and out of the house. I remember standing in the front of the back door, talking to Ray's girlfriend in the kitchen. Ray, my buddy from the previous night, and the girlfriend's sister were outside. My buddy says, under his breath, and darts past me. The sister is right behind him. Ray shoves me in the door and almost falls on top of me. The girlfriend screams, slams the door shut, and locks it. We all back away from the door, all after our "what on earth was that?" We decided it was a four-legged, covered in brown fur, and tried to attack us. This apartment was a townhouse. We all went upstairs to get a better look. There it was, in the shadows. It was pacing around and keeping an eye out. This is when they appeared. They came out of the darkness. They were short at around 3 feet tall. Skin tone was grayish with a bit of Caucasian color.
Good Caucasian color. All right, now some of the angels, man, they are gray, man, gray. All right, gray. All right, the brother Rylon, Jim S. Indiana, he seen the angels. He said some look like majority gonna look like so-called black men. All right, they had normal eyes. Some had large eye, big old large on their eyes. Some they're gonna be the little gray, man, little grays. All right. That's what the brother Rylon saying. Like my situation, I keep saying this again. The one I seen was short, brown skin. They had normal eyes, but it was sort of, they were like the gray stuff. They were like brown, like crocodile, like a brownish salak. Like a grayish brownish skin. All right, but this some of the angels a little bit. Most of the angels are so-called black men. All right, you see right here they had these creatures out for them, man. All right.
These were short grays, and there were several of them. Meanwhile, the animal thing starts to climb a utility pole. This isn't a typical utility pole. It has 6 or 8 transformers on it, and is H-shaped and kind of low. When the beast starts to climb, I watch it shapeshift to a degree. It decides to perch on one of the cross beams. It looked right at us, but its focus seemed to be on the ETs. It acted like a guard dog, for lack of a better words. The grays were clothed, and they had some sort of instruments. They seemed preoccupied by the field. They would look at us on occasion, but they were doing something. What exactly, I don't know.
All right, and you see what it said, the beast was like some type of guard. All right, but these beasts gonna be unleashed upon you people, man, in the near future, man. All right, when y'all shall come back. All right, it says, matter of fact, let me get this, Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that create for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes and time destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right? You have spirits, man, dark spirits coming out, demons coming out. Fire, hell, famine, and death, all these created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and a sword punishing the wicked to destruction, man. All right, so that wild beast, man, is gonna be chasing you heathens, man. You Edomites and you 2/3. All right, the rest of you heathens, man. All right.
This went on for hours, and eventually, we all went and ran back downstairs. Every once in a while, I would go check.
And the Most High got creatures you ain't never seen before. All right. And yes, dinosaurs still here, man. The little vipers, all right, so-called Loch Ness monsters and all that. All right, they still out there, man. All right. He got the creatures, some creatures hidden, man. All right, to unleash upon you people. All right.
To see if they were gone, and as soon as it was all clear, I ran home. That was it. For the next 4 years, I pretty much believed it was random. And then after meeting my biological father for the very first time, my ex-wife jokingly brings up my UFO stories over dinner and wine. The crazy thing about this is I don't in any way believe in UFOs, even after having the experience, though I have no good explanation.
Alright, so let me see if try to find another interesting story. So I think this is start at 40. Alright, hold on. See it play out.
An experience from my childhood that I've never forgotten and cannot explain. I was maybe 10 or 11 years old. I distinctly remember it because it caused me a sense of terror, more pure than any I had had or felt since. My parents' house is out in the country, and my old bedroom is on the second floor, with 2 windows facing north and west, respectively. My bed was up against the west wall, just beneath the window.
45.
A straight line. We screamed. We immediately fled to the house, the whole way trying to rationalize something to explain what had happened. Truthfully, I'm tearing up typing this because this memory comes back to the forefront of my mind from time to time, of course,
see all types of
and it terrifies me that we have no idea what it was that floated by us that night.
Alright, so hold on.
Hey everyone, welcome to Forward. We are a new kind of doctor's office that's doing primary care differently. Our best...
Has anyone seen something at all like this?
I think that's another interesting one.
Today, my friends and I were stargazing on my rooftop, and we noticed a strange flying object that we almost thought was a plane, because we had heard a loud noise that sounded similar to a plane, or something like a helicopter, maybe. My friend said it's a UFO, and when I asked out loud what it was, it instantly curved and disappeared into space. We all saw it and couldn't believe our eyes. After that, we continued to stargaze and see what else we could see. A large cloud came out of literally nowhere. There was no wind, and it was a very clear night. The cloud moved quickly to where we currently were stargazing.
It said a large cloud. Alright, what is Revelation Revelation 1. It said a large cloud like thing, alright. This was a chariot, man. Alright, it says let's see, Revelation 1, it said, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also was pierced and proves reincarnation. All right, the 2 centurions and pierced are going to get a mud hole stomping them, and all kinds of the earth show well because of him, even so. Man, clouds, man. All right. Sometimes those chariots, they have the appearance of clouds, but they're not actually clouds, so chariots, man. All right, let's just sample. All right. Cloud UFO. Okay. Let's see right here. Ghostly UFO cloud hovering over mountains. Wow, does this the cloud like? Let me see. UFO clouds are real, man. Cloud resembling UFO hovers. Hunter. Yeah, right here is the article right here from the UK. Alright. Alright, so UFO site Hunter claimed lone UFO cloud over California was created by alien ships. We all know they're the angels, right? You can see right there example. Alright, UFO Hunter claimed to have found a fleet of cloaked alien spaceships after the unusual shaped cloud formed over California. Alright. You can see right. And remember the guy said well nothing else going on in the atmosphere, so why would a cloud pop out of nowhere? Alright, so that was the chariot, alright. Alright, so We're not talking about them, the Lender thing. We're talking about actual UFO cloud. Actually an actual chariot, man. All right. So, all right. Let me see. All right, but just like I showed a couple of seconds before in that article, all right. So that's what this guy's seen, man. But watch this, interesting. The other interesting things.
Stayed for a few moments and made strange reptilian-like shapes, then disappeared really quickly. Look, aliens are real, but you already knew that. It was definitely strange but amazing seeing a UFO with my friends. It was a glitch in the Matrix, for sure.
No glitch in the Matrix, man. It was the Most High demonstrating his power, man. All right, so these chariots, man, can change shape, size, anything, man. You know, it's not gonna be no match for y'all while y'all was shot, man. All right, so hope y'all been edified, all right, and you know, shalom.